When I say your girl is blessed, your girl is blessed. Yesterday, I showed you this amazing piece that I acquired for $60 at the tag sale. It's a one-hand glove shawl Christian Dior vintage couture piece that might be worth more than the Picasso plates that I thrifted. Yeah, this is museum grade. This piece is so special and so rare, there's nothing like it online, so I did have to go into the archives to kind of see if there was anything similar, and all my hours of researching brought me to figure out that it is probably a couture piece either between 1950 and 1954. From my research, and I'm going to read from my notes because this is really complicated, I think it is going to be the Grand Souris line from 1950s, which documented pieces with one-sided stoles extending from the glove. This is actually a show from 1955, but it had a lot of shawl gloves combinations, which is something that Christian Dior did because he wanted to play with silhouette and proportion. There's also the Thierry de la Mode Grand Ball collection, which introduced opera glove caplets, which were stitched directly into the glove seam, allowing the stow to drape from the hand. Used tassels, beading, and fringe to create movement, which really, obviously, is what we're looking for. From my research, I also gathered that this was a piece that was meant to go with an evening gown, together, as a trio, maybe with a hat and something else. I'm literally fucking gagged though. Like, I literally cannot believe this shit. I wasn't able to find anything similar, and when I tell you I was all over the internets, I was all over the internets, the archives, everywhere. I had a hard time actually dating the label because it's similar to a 1980s piece, but because I turned this inside out and looked at all the seams of the other glove and this is what I learned. The inside seam of the single glove showed me that it was hand done and uneven small whip stitching. It also has a raw edge binding, which probably means it was custom fit made to somebody's fingers. From my research, the stitching is consistent with couture production pieces of the 1950s, so this is why I'm saying it's a 1950s piece. Also, from my research, I realized that the beading, from my notes, I'm going to read it, blackjack beading with knotted cord tassels consistent with 1950 to 1954 Dior couture evening accessories. Faceted alternative beads in a couture detail not found in later items. Hand-knotted tassels are only used in couture workrooms. Now, I'm no art historian or fashion historian, but I'm just a girl who can really tell when a piece is well made and it's good and it's probably worth the money. So this is my only call to fame. Also consider I found this at an estate sale clean out from a wealthy client, so who knows who this piece was really made for. It's given rich, it's given rare, it's given museum called the Met. I would love some information if you want to chime in if you're an art historian or a fashion lover, because of course I could be wrong, but I don't think so. The next step is to contact an auction house or a museum to see if they can probably identify the piece or if they're even interested in the piece, because y'all, this piece might be worth some money. In a dream world, we would contact Dior Heritage. Perrine Schreier would be like the expert on the Dior archive. By the way, is she related to Jean-Louis Schreier? Because that's my favorite designer. I don't have those connects, but I will use what I have. I don't know where this leaves us. Stay tuned for part 3 where I tell you what I can confirm and if I find out how much this piece is worth, especially if it's before Christian Dior's death. Y'all, it's about to get crazy.